So, for my self defined project, I decided to make a dress or an outfit out of trash that has washed up on the beach. Um, in this clip, you see me just initially planning what the dress in my head looked like. It doesn't come out to look like this, but a girl can dream. So for this project, I was just inspired by the trash that I picked up on a beach cleanup in Durban at my grand's house. Um, I was really looking to use this trash in some way and really make a statement about ocean pollution, but I didn't have enough. So I had to try and make a plan and decide what I was going to do. And in the end, I decided that I would make an effort to go to PE and clean up a beach there to make sure I had all the resources. Um, so after arriving in PE and getting ourselves a quick little lunch at McDonald's because we're heavily deprived over here, we got to the beach and chose our spot. Almost immediately, we just found so much trash. It was actually insane. Um, we walked along this beach and down and back up again for about 3 hours in total. So, after we got quite a bit of trash along this main little stretch of beach, we didn't really know where to go from there. We could go way down to the swimming beach, but it looked really crowded and I didn't think it would be the most polluted part. So, in the end, we did just decide to walk to this swimming beach. Um, and we ended up finding some of the most important pieces I'd need for this project.
Hello. We're picking up trash. Huh? Yeah, me too. I jump off of it. But we're picking up trash that's washed from the ocean. It's going well. I've got seaweed. It's cool seaweed. And we've got plastic. And stuff. I've got red seaweed too. I'm pretty chuffed. But yeah, we out here.
So, after we did that little video at the end of this pier, as we were walking back, it wasn't really a pier, we came across this pile of clothes that just looked like it had been there for a while, and the spade. It was a great find. It was so important to my project given that I was making actual clothes, and it was the first and only clothing item we managed to find on the trip, which I made use of in my project. So it really worked out, and I'm so glad we went down this section of the beach. And so, after a really long day of picking up trash for hours, as well as just meeting up with an old friend, we decided it was just time to head home because it was getting dark and we didn't want to drive so late. So we head back to Grahamstown, and I was very eager to start my project. So in this clip, you can see me cleaning all the trash that we collected from our trip. It took about an hour and a half, but obviously I time-lapsed it, so it looks like it went really quickly. Luckily for me, Gillian had brought her sewing machine from Stellenbosch for me to use, so I was very thankful given that I can't hand sew to save my life. Luckily, also my mom the year before during quarantine had tried to show me how to use her sewing machine. So I was quite familiar and I got really into it really quickly. As you can see, my tongue moves a lot when I'm focusing. But in the end, I managed to create some cool stuff.
Okay, so watching that last clip, oh my lord, I think whoever's watching that is going to need some clarification. Basically, so I know this is a strip of fabric that I was trying to practice ruffling on, because for the skirt, I'm thinking about using this. I really like cut it. It used to be like a thing, like a giant doily, really. Yeah, and I wanted to do something wrapping it, possibly. But I was actually thinking, well, it's just, I only want to wrap it because it's so large. And I'm really thinking, what if I then ruffled it? So if I ruffle it, then it'll become shorter. And I should be able to like, it should just be like this and then ruffled at the top. And then it'll create some volume. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, this looks really cool as a cape thing. Ideas. But yeah, so that started off as just a sample piece to see how this would ruffle and sew. So yeah, but as I've done this, I've kind of I found a new purpose for it, I suppose. So instead of being like a scrap piece of fabric, because I'm trying to not waste as much as possible, I'm thinking like, because this whole thing is about overfishing and, you know, like wearing trash and being like a, like, you know, like talking back, I was really thinking like, humans are clowns, and a human wearing the trash that I've contributed to putting in the ocean, I think it's quite really symbolic. So I don't know, I was really thinking something like this, which is really clowny, would go really, really well with the project. So I'm actually not going to throw this away. I'm actually going to keep this, because even if I stick like, I don't know, like let's say this is a piece of trash, like even if I stick some of this on even, or I don't know, if I have a fishing hook, maybe when I take photos, put a fishing hook in it, say I'm hooked on my own clownery, I don't know. Yeah, see where that goes. And I was kind of just testing out the sewing machine because, yeah, I'm not great at sewing. So, oh, and also, over here, will it focus? Okay, over here is what I'm trying to like lay out for the top design. So I've taken the top, that one of the tops I found on the beach, the black one. So I found 3 items of clothing, which was a dress, a Hello Kitty kids t-shirt, and a black medium, which I am a medium, thank the Lord, long sleeve top. I hate long sleeves, and for comfort reasons, as well as just trying to make the fabric last as long as I can, I decided to cut off the sleeves, because yeah, I just really didn't think they were really necessary. So yeah, right now I've got like all my bottle tops and stuff put on. I'll take my iPad out and just show you. Welcome to my studio. So here you can see I'm trying to like play around with top designs. So I have already cut the sleeves off, as you can see, and I've tried laying out the bottle tops, keeping in mind that here and here will be underneath my arms, so it'll be really restrictive for movement. But I'm thinking about placing the bottle tops here with like pieces of plastic coming down, and then possibly having the skirt connect. I was actually thinking, so obviously in the end that didn't end up happening, but nevertheless I just continued on my way and tried cutting up all the t-shirts to make what would eventually become one of my overskirts. And yeah, I also started sewing plastic in specific ways to try and make a plastic overskirt for it as well. Okay, sorry, music. Okay, so update time, right? So this is one of the clear pieces of plastic. I think I showed it in the video I took yesterday. And then basically what I've done is I've used fishing line. And I've like made these ruffles, because if this goes on the skirt like this,
you can see it adds quite a bit of volume. So yeah, so I'm about to just tie this off because yeah, I really like the look of this, and I think it like forms quite a good top layer of the dress. And yeah, I don't know how much I should ruffle it, but I'm gonna ruffle it like enough, so maybe like this. Yeah, I think so. And then that can just be like the front kind of section, and then we can have one in the back and then one for the side, I think. So now let me do a time lapse. So with a new plan in mind, I kind of felt more confident making big changes or big commitments, such as ruffling the top of the skirt. It ended up being just slightly too short, but I kind of adapted this and just let it be an open slit in the front left of my body. And I decided to fully commit to cutting up all the tops to make the overskirt. Okay, so update. Other than the skirt, I cut my fabric and sewed it and did like a little belt situation. So this is kind of very Shakira vibes. As should. Very Shakira. Yeah, and this is just tied like so. So yeah, and then I still need to add some more trash and stuff to it. But this is how the skirt is looking for now. Okay, so I added more panels or more strips. This is how the skirt is looking. The leg slit here. Yeah. So I'm getting quite pleased, and I think now it's time to try and move on to the top. I think probably the top. So in order to do the top and sew the bottle caps to it, I had to make use of Brian's drill. Thank you, Brian. And at first I sewed holes along the sides, thinking that I was just going to loop it through kind of like a button. But because of the hole or the hollow kind of nature of the bottle cap, it was becoming clear that sewing it would be really, really difficult. So I decided that I would be sewing them upside down and drilling holes in the middle of the bottle cap on the lid, so that they could be attached easily. So not only did I have to drill holes into the caps, I also had to drill holes into the little pieces of plastic that I was using to attach onto the skirt, just like in this video. I was really struggling having to sew these onto the skirt, given that the fishing line was really just slipping through the mesh-like fabric. So I had to kind of attach a lot of the plastic to where the densest parts are. So you see around the middle where there's that detailing, because the stitching is a bit thicker, it made it easier to attach the pieces of plastic there compared to like let's say the bottom or the top. So in the end I ended up super gluing some pieces of plastic to the top and some packets, which kind of helped fill it out. But yeah, I was really struggling with the skirt purely because of the mesh and how difficult it was to attach everything. While I'm giving this like little update vlog. So the other day I went to this little store in town, never been before, and when I went there the lady was like sitting on the floor making jewelry or something, and I saw on her wall was she had made earrings out of bottle caps, and I was like, hold on, that's really cool and a really good idea. And basically she's invited me to go back to her store on Friday, given today's Wednesday, that's in 2 days, and she's gonna help me make earrings, I think, or at least earrings. So I'm going to maybe save some of these pieces of plastic to try and do something with them. I don't know. I'll probably save the yellow and green because they're almost similar in shape. Yeah, I'm going to save some of these pieces of plastic for miscellaneous reasons. Oh, and then this morning, I managed to finish this. So this is the back currently, and then this is the front. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed. It kind of looks like barnacles, which I really, really like. So yeah, I've now got this. And yeah, this part's basically like done, and now I'm just sewing everything else on. I'm very tempted to glue gun some of these because of the fabric, but it's okay. I don't know. We're working on it, but so far the top is almost done and the skirt is coming together really well. So I'm really chuffed. So yeah. Anyway, that's the update today. So the store I actually ended up going to on Friday, I didn't get any footage while being there, but I was meant to create a pair of earrings using either sea glass or some bottle caps or plastic. But when I got there, the earring hooks were all completely gone. So what she offered to help me with is actually try and wrap the sea glass in wire to use in one of my projects, which I ended up putting at the bottom of the skirt. I was going to try and make a crown, but after buying some wire and another set of pliers, it just wasn't coming together and it wasn't working with the overall look that I had in my head. So I decided to just ditch the idea. So in the next update video, I'm just showing the top and skirt together, how I had them done. The skirt had more plastic on it since the last time, and I was just trying to see how they worked together and if I liked how it was turning out. You can see it really started to fill up a bit with plastic, and I go on to just kind of talk about attaching plastic packets to this in the empty spaces. In this clip, you can see me talking about the various overskirts that I have. That is the one of fabric. And I proceed to just go on to the plastic and just talk about how best I'm going to create that overskirt. So once I was happy with the amount of plastic pieces that I had on the skirt, I started to attach the smaller packets and pieces of plastic packaging that I had picked up on the beach. I don't have much video of this because my iPad wasn't recording, but I do have this short clip. Okay, so I've been having some problems with my iPad, so I wasn't able to record a lot of what I did yesterday because it wasn't charging. I've managed to buy a new charger, but if there's any missing gaps, my apologies. Basically, yesterday I made use of the glue gun and attached a whole bunch of plastic to the skirt as well. The reason I used the glue gun and not sewing is just because the mesh fabric was getting, I don't know, it's very, very hard to try and sew onto the mesh, considering that like any knots I do at the end of the string or line, fishing line, would just go through the hole, and I couldn't get a knot big enough. So yeah, I took some off-cut pieces of plastic like this one, and I've sewn them. I can show you. Let us see, where's the skirt? Here it is. And I also started applying the packets onto the dress. So if I can get this out, this is how the skirt is looking. The only thing I have left to do with this, because yeah, I think the shirt is about done. I'm probably going to attach a little piece of plastic, or I was actually thinking about attaching the asthma pump, but that's the back of the top and this is the front. And also, I think I did record this with me super gluing the back, which I did bring scissors here, so that I can cut off the excess spiky bits like here of glue and fishing line. Yeah, and then tomorrow I have the final photo shoot with my classmate Gugu, who is helping me with makeup. So yeah, her self-defined project is makeup, and because I'm doing a photo shoot and she needed an editorial shoot, it just kind of worked out that we kind of collab. So yeah, that's tomorrow. But either way, it's coming along well, splendidly. Yeah, I am quite chuffed. So in these videos here, you can see me creating the final overskirt for the dress, which is the one made out of plastic. I just took 2 strips of fabric, or like part of the hem of one of the floral dresses that I found, and I sewed them together and then basically used that to attach all the plastic strips to, and then I just started to super glue the leftover pieces of plastic packets and trash to the top, as well as putting on some sea glass, and that was it, really. Okay, so I put on the whole outfit as I have it right now, and this is basically the finished product. I am quite chuffed. I definitely think there is a lot of trash. I think the layers give it like quite a lot of volume. The top is still a bit too boring for me. I think I want to stick some plastic somewhere here, or I was actually going to stick like some of this fishing line in between some of these, which I'm probably going to do, and probably stick some seashells around here as well. But I really like to do that while I'm wearing the top, which is going to take me a while. But this is kind of, let's see if I can get in a chair. Okay, this one. This is really like the finished product. So, yeah. So in the end, I'd say that I really enjoyed doing this project and learning all of the skills that I did. I learned how to pick up a drill, I learned how to sew, let alone with fishing line. You know, I learned how to repurpose plastic, and as well as just try fashion design and, you know, sewing and all of that stuff, wire bending. I definitely think that this was a really useful project for me to just participate in, and it was really satisfying to see it come together in the end. If you do want to see the final photo shoot with the finished product and the makeup, you need to visit my website. The link will be in the description below. Don't be afraid to check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh.